All right. Let's do this for all of y'all out here. I'm getting ready. Okay, I hope y'all still be able to hear me after this. All right, check it. Can y'all hear me? I hope you can hear me. Check this out, man. I'm not putting up no pictures, no videos, or none of that stuff. I don't think that I don't have time to do all that right now. I'm just trying to get real on some real stuff. I've been sitting here for the last 2 or 3 days, paying attention to what's going on with Takeoff, and I had to say something. Shh, be quiet. Because for one, there was this young man. Uh, it's been years, probably 7, 10 years, maybe a little bit more. Can you cut that off? I mean, I'm on a live right quick. And I was working in Dover, Delaware, doing stage shows, and I was rooming with a young man from Atlanta. And you see it in my picture, you know what I'm saying? Takeoff got this hat on and with the wings on it. If I'm correct, Kirshnick Ball, which is Takeoff's name, created that hat. That's his clothesline. Same guy I room with, in Dover, Delaware, as a stagehand. Uh, my memory is kind of short term, so when I do things, sometimes I forget, especially when it's spontaneous. But we was going out of town from Memphis and Atlanta, mixed together, and some Mississippi people and stuff, and some people from Florida and all that in Dover, doing this big festival. And he was rapping and everything then, and I don't know if you guys can hear me. I hope you can. Testing 1 2 1 2. Mic check. I don't know, but I think you can hear me. Okay. So anyway, he was he had a mixtape out, or something like that, and I really didn't listen to it because me, I'm stuck on me and my music sometimes, but I did hear a little bit of it. It was good. But he said he had a group, so I guess he was doing demo for them, or whatever. I'm not sure, but I believe that's my roommate. I never remember his name. He could have said Kirshnick Ball. You know what I'm saying? And it could be it. Look just like him though, right? And when the Migos came out, I always loved the Migos for that one reason. And not just really their music, but for that one reason. Because a lot of people in Memphis kind of they bias about people that come out sometime and before they give them a good word. You gotta fix your shirt around this man. I keep telling you that. But at the same time, I just this might be irrelevant to some of you people, but it's not irrelevant to me. So I hope you guys, if you listen, take heed to a lot of what I'm saying. Because if you ask me, this started long time ago. There was some beef between them, and I think they were all three together somewhere. But this beef started, and that's when the group officially kind of like broke up. And you kind of knew then when that group broke up that something was gonna happen in this group, and everybody always try. I just got rid. Nope, we just got rid of. Don't give him nothing, please. every time it's his bedtime, lay down. Every time this group supposedly when they was breaking up, at the time, you know, that they were going through some things. I think you can say Offset was going through his thing with him and Cardi B and the infidelities and stuff, you know, and Quavo was supposed to be going through his thing with whatever he did in the elevator with his girlfriend and stuff. Okay. But it's always something that kind of, this intuition thing that kind of opens my eyes to something's gonna go on. And if I say something before then, and I probably did, if you search any of my videos or comments, you might find it somewhere. But we did say another major artist was finna die soon. And I'm not sure if it was because I had watched something on Drink Champs, because I have watched Drink Champs, and 2, 3, so far 3 to 4 artists that have been on Drink Champs have been murdered or have suddenly died, passed away. They're all supposed to be working on new project. I don't find that weird, because they were on Drink Champs. But new evidence is coming out the more stuff like this happens, and it's in relations to other people. For example, Mo3 murdered, this jeweler murdered, a couple of other artists murdered in Houston. So, and artists being murdered in the industry, period, just the violence, period, hip hop and the violence, period, hip hop industry, period. It just sets off an alarm in your head. It opens the intuition or spirit of discernment, as a heckler or the pot calling the kettle black, when people try to talk about other people but don't think about themselves or what they be doing. But I had a heckler earlier today, and they was talking about, they were judging people, and I told them we can't do that. And then he was talking about, you don't know the difference between the spirit of discernment. How come I don't? And you using that word wrong, because I mean that word is to keep you out of trouble, keep you away from bad guys. You know, spirit of discernment. You ought to know when to stay out of trouble, or when danger's coming, or something like that, or you around danger. You know what I'm saying? Like Takeoff didn't have no spirit of concernment. Quavo probably had it, because he acted like he was scared and said, "Man, I'm through. I'm finna go, man. You know, before I hurt somebody, whatever." Key word, because he said, "Before I hurt somebody." That's when I started seeing guns pulled out and people bagging up and acting stupid, and all of a sudden somebody got popped on, and next thing you know, the screaming and everybody running. See, so it was a key word that kicked everything off, or the argument first, and then the key word. You know, scenes of distraction. That looked just strange to me. That looked just strange. It felt strange. I mean, when you rappers and y'all riding in separate cars, that's strange. You know, it's guns around. Y'all rappers, that's strange. I mean, you ain't got no security. The hood is the security. Come on, man. You can't trust nobody, and you are worth multi-million dollars, and the hood is security. And another key word. Yeah, we finna do some straightening. If I heard that there was a fight before the dice game, and then so on the way to the bowling alley, y'all shoot the video, and everybody talking about the guy in the white hat, the one they was arguing with. That's the one shooting the video. No, he was light skinned. So it was another white hat, because he was dark skinned. But y'all finna do some straightening. And y'all did some straightening. But why? And I'm gonna say something else. Y'all said that when Mo 3 was killed, Mo 3 was drugged. Okay, it looked like it looked like Takeoff was drugged a whole lot worse than what Quavo was, and they together though. You know what I mean? I rap, and I got rap partners that's dead and gone. And I got rap friends and partners, and we all got high together. We all rolled together. We all stuck together. I'm from Detroit originally, so I believe in don't leave me stanky or I'm gonna beat your butt. You leave me by yourself and something happen, I'm beating your butt when we get home if I make it out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I recognize when I saw them on Drink Champs that they were in trouble, period. First, you diss Cardi B for Nicki Minaj. And I don't know why Quavo not speaking on this, just to answer somebody's question. I don't know. A lot of artists or a lot of people think that if they don't speak on something, they're not gonna get in trouble or be blamed for it. The best thing for them to do is be quiet and shut up. Sometimes if we're not gonna speculate. We're not gonna speculate right now, but a lot of artists probably feel like now the best thing to do is to keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody pick you up and take you to court. So that's probably why he's not speaking. Um, I hope it ain't true because that would be the worstest betrayal. When you say, "Am I my brother's keeper?" That was his nephew, and you hear a lot of stuff in the public nowadays. Well, you've been hearing a lot of things the last few days. I got hair growing out my nose, so y'all forgive me. You hear a lot of things, and if you saw the video Messy, right? And I didn't want to say it, but I think OG Jacario said it in his video. He did a video on the video Messy. And he right. I didn't want to say it, but that video Messy seems just like a sacrifice before the incident. That video, that song called Messy. I don't know whose idea was it to do the video or the song, but the video seems like a sacrifice. I'm not going to say allegedly to this because I'm a rapper. But sometimes the things that you can think and dream about ain't meant to be written about. Sometimes the things that you think and want to write ain't meant to be written about. Of course, yeah. Of course it's a hit. But let me say this first. You can say things out of your mouth. Like, and I'm going to knock on wood. But you can say, I hope I be broke forever and end up broke forever. You can write it and then you can put it in on paper, on wax, on tape or a CD or whatever, in videos. It might happen for real. That right there is a form of witchcraft or a form of seance. Seances and stuff is like that. It's real. So a lot of times when we're singing and stuff like that, saying certain things, it can happen. So I guess dreams and videos can actually happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is what happened with the Messy thing, because it could have been a plot, it could have been a setup, and it could have been just karma or bad luck. I hate to say karma and bad luck for Takeoff, but it's just like in the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, you're a millionaire, multi-millionaire. Why are you in a bowling alley? 2 a.m. You ain't got security. Y'all ain't got no guns, no pistols. That speaks set up all over. I'm broke. Pandemic. We smoking roll-ups. no weed, no kush, no alcohol, nothing. But if you talking about you want to pay me to come, I'm broke. But if I was rich, it's gonna be the same thing. And we're gonna get that to that dollar, but it's gonna be the same situation for me because I guess I'm from Detroit and Memphis. So it's gonna be the same thing for me when I come or you want me to come somewhere. I want to make sure that wherever you want me to come, it ain't no BS, first of all. And I'm not finna tell you, I'm not finna ask you, can I bring this and bring that? I'm bringing it off the wham. It's no, you can't bring this, you can't bring that. I'm a guest. I done been told by my ninjas, yeah, you can bring it, man, but you might have to check in at the door. You get it back at the end of the night. I mean, everybody know if it's a meeting, it's past 10 o'clock. I know you ain't doing that every time. I know if at a meeting or something like that, a G meeting or something, y'all might do that. You gotta do it. If you don't, you're gonna suffer the consequences because it's a rule. And for you not to do it is a violation. Speaking of violations and rules, that statement that was set out there by J. Prince Sr., it was already said by a lot of the people. Can you come on? A lot of the people online already anyway. That statement, man, is full of BS. That statement is a warning to all of the people that you knew went out there on your behalf or your company's behalf, mob ties, you and your son's behalf. That's a warning that somebody's finna be dealt with because they got caught. That's it. That's it. I don't think Atlanta's buying it. I really don't. I think Atlanta's fed up with it. Here we go again, Memphis, Atlanta, taking the spotlight because Young Dolph, same thing happened to Young Dolph. And they said people from Houston and people going back and forth from Memphis to Houston, but y'all buying it, Memphis. Y'all allowing this. See, Atlanta ain't allowing it. See, this is the difference between the city of Memphis and the city of Atlanta. It's also the difference between the way we live in these areas. That's what culture is. Culture ain't just African American eccentric people. You know what I'm saying? Pimp C spoke on Atlanta, but you going into a different thing about what Pimp C spoke on about Atlanta, bro. And that ain't got nothing to do with today, what's going on today. The things Pimp C, and may he rest in peace. I love Pimp C, but I feel like we saying now, a lot of times the things that come out of our mouth gets us murdered and killed or puts us up under up under the big guy's watch. You know what I'm saying? We're under, like, if I can do something and say something in this video that have everybody watching me for the rest of my life, everywhere I go, and threaten me and this and that. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes things we say can get us in trouble. But back on Takeoff, Quavo, and the Migos, this stuff been going on, bro. It's been out there. It's ever since the group broke up to, like I said, Quavo getting in trouble. And this video messy. And when they said, when they got him in the bed with his contract and his gun, it looks like he wants to get out that contract. And the only way to get out your contract is buy your way out or to kill somebody or yourself and get out the contract. I mean, especially if you're in a group, right? When we just speculating right now, but that's the only 2 or 3 ways. We're not saying this is what he did, but this is the only 2 or 3 ways in his case, especially when you watch that video and then you see what happened. You say, okay, yeah, that could be true. Now, let's get to the bowling alley, though. First of all, everybody, let me explain this to you. If Takeoff's bodyguard and Quavo's bodyguard is right here, and say right here, in between me and this hand or this finger, you know what I'm saying? Because this is Quavo, this finger. He done ran way up here somewhere. And this is the bodyguard, and I'm Takeoff. So if Quavo way up here and these fingers is the bodyguard and I'm Takeoff, Takeoff is over here, but he got shot in the back of the head first. Probably foremost and first. Everybody said the nurse that, if you go check out the Houston video news or whatever, I think Ratchet showed it, somebody showed it, or I just saw it or whatever. There's a video of news from Houston on YouTube right now of a nurse that showed up, and the nurse said that it was a bunch of blood in the back of his head. Bro was shot in the back of the head. The first shot, because they slowed the, if you watch the videos, everybody from Ratchet to Onan to DJ Academics, everybody talking about this and on this. Almost, you know. And when they didn't all show no graphic videos either, DJ Kid Cudi. And then everybody ain't show, and let's debunk all this stuff. People, keep showing your videos when you see something like this happen out in public, because you can save somebody's life. Don't listen to everybody else. They just don't want the true killers and people to get in trouble. They got to be a part of it. They don't want you doing your videos no more. They got to be a part of it for them to say, I can understand them saying, don't show, lay down and go to sleep. I can understand them saying, don't show graphic videos. That's sickening and hurting to the family. Okay, I can understand that. But don't stop showing your videos of somebody pulling their gun out and finish shooting, kill, or rob a rapper, or actor, or actress, or citizen, senior citizen, person, kid, children, anything. Record your videos. You can save their life or your own life. You might even get a reward. You never know. So don't listen to everybody. Be a good role model or senior citizen or something for your own kids. Somebody might save their life shooting a video, and you never know. Sometimes these videos can teach you something, how crooked people are and how people set you up and all this and that stuff. Let me read something here. He said Quavo was riding with the Houston cats all night without Takeoff. I'm not going to say all night without Takeoff, because when they showed the video of Quavo in the other car, they also showed Takeoff first, you know what I'm saying, in the truck. You know what I'm saying? And he was riding with the assistant. And it was like 3 or 4 deep in the truck. It was 3, 4 deep in the car. So that means you ride 2 and 3 different cars. Sometimes rappers don't ride together. Sometimes they do ride separate. But that's when you know that there's some old shady shit going on too when they ride separate, because one of those rappers or artists is the one that's out trying to steal from the other artist or rapper. And said Quavo directed the video. I'm not gonna say he directed the video because he wasn't holding no cameras or no phones. He was arguing, he was looking at the dude, he was looking around, and he was running like a scared chicken. Okay, so if the shot came from the back, the blood would be in the front. No, not necessarily. We didn't say that he was, what kind of bullet he was shot with. The lady did say that. And if you actually look at the video again and again and again, Actually, they did say he was shot twice, once in the chest, or 3 times, once in the chest, once in the arm, once in the back of the head. Okay. Now, the one in the arm, I think, was the first shot, and the one in the back of the head when dude tried to snatch the chain was the second shot, and the third shot was the one in the chest. But if he got shot in the head, he was already dead. And the reason why I say the arm was the first shot is because you notice a red spot forming on his shirt by his elbow, on his right arm. And a lot of people didn't recognize that, but I think there was another video or something where another artist got killed, and you can see when they in slow motion, when the blood start forming in his shirt. And sometimes we get shot in the back of the head, the bullet don't always come out the front. Or if you get shot in the chest, it don't come out the back, and it don't always go through. The shot came. Okay, so we read that. Right. All right. I agree the arm shot was first. Right. So now, Chucky Doll. Let's talk about Chucky. Okay. Now, a lot of people might not like this about the Chucky, but especially my wife. They said the shot came from the Chucky Doll. That could be true, but you would have to have your hand inside Chucky Doll like a puppet. So was that Chucky Doll made like a puppet, or was it a plastic ceramic like Chucky Doll? A long time ago, 2012, 13, I got married in Racine, Wisconsin. Married only lasted a year. And I really believe because my ex's relative showed up at the wedding with a Chucky Doll and the bride of Chucky. I got the picture on Facebook. When I saw the Chucky Doll and the bride of Chucky in that car, my stomach turned. And I was upset because I felt like you janked my wedding when you brought that doll or those dolls to the wedding on the church lot. So when I saw that Chucky Doll in the video, I was automatically saying that, it was automatically bad when they walked in there and saw that Chucky Doll. I wouldn't have wanted to been there anyway. You know what I'm saying? The eye of the Chucky Doll. Now you can't get. It depends on what kind of gun, but then the gun would have to be in the doll's head. Man, ain't no way it's. Come on now, y'all too far. Kim, come on now. Yeah, it was a lady holding a Chucky Doll. Um, uh, they had a group there called the Dead Presidents, and it was just strange looking. It wasn't Halloween. It was the night before Halloween or the night after Halloween. But it wasn't Halloween, and they were still wearing Halloween costumes. So, and in the Mo 3 video, and the Mo 3, they got a Mo 3 video and they got a Mo 3 death, right? So they got a Mo 3 video that they said was similar to the sacrifice and the Mo 3 death. And something had to do with some Halloween or something stuff, and in the death, the same thing, or in the video, the same thing was there that was in the death, and it's the same thing that was in Messy video that was in the death, Halloween costumes and characters. You see what I'm saying? So it's a possibility that he was set up. It's a good possibility he was set up by his kin folks. It's a good possibility he was set up to get out of a record contract. It's a good possibility that, because here's my thing right here. You got mob ties on this side, on the other side. But then you're in a record deal with another label. So now the label that's responsible for the murders and killings. Oh, well, you got to watch OG Jacario, Kimberly, talk about the Messy video. Look him up. And it's more than just the gambling scene, because he said it goes from outside in the car to inside the house, which is the dream, to you're on the first floor inside the house, and it's like somebody outside talking and all this and that stuff. It's got a lot of relative things that happen in the that's been going on the last 2 or 3 days. But now there's other things, and this is all allegedly, but there's other things that has been said in that video. So you would have to really, not the Grim Reaper scene, but the where he talks about how Takeoff, not Quavo, dressed up as what's that, the Ghost Rider. Yeah, Ghost Rider. He dressed up like Ghost Rider for Halloween, but they had a Ghost Rider in that messy video in the window when yeah. So yeah. So and then they I noticed a lot of people saying what's up with him and all this red and stuff like that. I'm not sure. Maybe I got a bad shoulder, y'all, so excuse me. Maybe it's really sacrificial what happened. But what I wanted to say was, it's strange to me how I've noticed a person's name pop up twice. And I don't know, but it just seems like to me, once you get a taste of blood, you can go 10, 20 years, you're going to want some more blood. And maybe it's because of the money and your money got low or something. But it just seems to me, because everything, it happened in one city and another city's trying to take over. And I guess they're trying to take over because Atlanta's taking over. And Atlanta's taking over because they got talent. They got talent. They have talent. They work together. They not crying and complaining. They happy. Everybody else is ticked off, pissed off, sad, mad, broke, ass out, and trying to be like Atlanta. Everybody's trying to be like Atlanta. You either want to be the biggest, best, baddest record label with all the most artists, all the money, build your city up, blah, blah, blah. Let me explain something to y'all. If y'all don't know who I am, you finna find out. My name is Mr. Rogers, and I am the CEO of Worldwide Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I am trying to build one. I done contacted almost every artist, everybody in the industry about hitting up with me from Texas, where my home. I got family in Texas. My mama died in Texas, was buried in Texas. I'm originally from Detroit. I've been in Detroit from 0 to 14, from Memphis from 14 to 49, 50, from back to Detroit. I've been to Cali, all around. I talk to people all around the world in the music business, everything about helping me and supporting the Hip Hop Hall of Fame dream. Nobody wants to do that. They want to steal that dream and become rich. If they didn't, you wouldn't see everybody else trying to build Hip Hop Hall of Fames. One example, T.I. with the Trap Museum, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or whatever that came before hip hop. They putting hip hop in it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got people in New York all of a sudden trying to do a Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I started out Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I got the proof and everything. Don't have to argue with nobody about it. But we are now Worldwide Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Nobody try to say, oh, yeah, man, I support your idea. I support no rap, not too many famous or known artists, from Future to Birdman to DMX or all them, and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Not like we go buy their music and we support them. We listen to their music. We download it or buy it or whatever and the videos, and we like it, share it, and putting kudos on it, and being their best fans and stuff. They don't do us like that. You see what I'm saying? But they want to be the biggest, baddest record label, and they want to build their city up. They want to take your idea. They want to take your money. your record label or your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you got, they want to take that and capitalize off of that and call it theirs. See, when you got an artist out here snatching chains or a hitman out here snatching chains and robbing artists, and he riding with a record dude that got a label, that label is a label, but it's not the richest label. And the only way they can get rich right now is setting up rappers and stealing their chains and their money and putting them in fake contracts. You know, well, I mean, I don't know why they didn't want to claim the Migos in Atlanta, but that seemed crazy. A fan didn't really kill the rapper, but he could have been a fan because you was there. You know what I'm saying? If you already got murders on you and you already got dirt on you and people are already know about it, it ain't nothing you can do but pull the trigger, bro. Or ma'am, sister, brothers, sisters, it ain't nothing you can do. I mean, I know we've all been put in a situation where we either put up or shut up, and sometimes people threaten to beat you or kill you if you don't put up or shut up. Sometimes they just say, go sit down somewhere and shut the F up. You know, quit talking. You always talking stuff, but you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just like the dice game. You know, they were arguing over basketball. I ain't seen no dice rolling. They said the dice game was before that, and then the bowling alley. I don't even know what they was doing at the bowling alley. Standing there looking, it wasn't doing no music or nothing. I mean, what was it about? Whatever it was about, Quavo must have been trying to get out of that and got caught up. He had to sacrifice his brother. Let me tell you something. A lot of times you do some G and you end up having to sacrifice somebody in your family in order not to take that bullet or get yourself murdered. That's some I didn't seen it done. One of my cousins was sacrificed. He was told to go do something and he went to go do it for his brother and he got caught and they was gonna do his brother, but he didn't want to get done because he was supposed to been ranked or something like that. So he had a choice. His choice was to give up his brother and his brother's friend, but just don't kill him. Yeah, and they shot his brother, damn near shot his foot off. And his friend is almost paralyzed now. He got Parkinson's for the rest of his life. Not Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis. So when I saw this video, man, I mean, like I said, I watched Drink Champs first. And I was like, man, they didn't really ask them all of those questions like they did Snoop the other night. You know, they asked Snoop a bunch of questions on there, and like they trying to set Snoop up. And y'all didn't hear it from me. It's like you did. I think they're gonna set Snoop Dogg up next for all of his money, his metaverse money, his death row money, and his masters. He bragged on Drink Champs, talked about it like I don't know what, and told everybody everything, how to get on, how to do this, how to do that. If you don't believe me, watch Snoop Dogg on Drink Champs. Nori is setting people up. Suspect for real. DMX, Young Dolph, Takeoff. Who else? Who else was on Drink Champs that died? DMX, Young Dolph, Takeoff. Who else was on Drink Champs that died? That ain't Dr. Dre money. Drink Champs. No. That's if you watch the episode with Snoop in it, in the beginning, that they get their money from P. Diddy. Oh, man, Snoop got his own money. Shaq was on Drink Champs and didn't drink, but they not gonna mess with Shaq because Shaq is the feds. They scared of Shaq. Shaq is a sheriff and he's in the Bull organization. They scared of Shaq. Yeah, he's in the Bull organization, so they scared of Shaq. Everybody scared of Shaq. Shit, tall ass, a big ass monster. That's Goliath in real life, y'all, on Earth. But they scared of Shaq. But Shaq is not part of this or that. They're setting people up. They're setting up rich black men on that show. They're going after rich black men. And Snoop might be any artist out here talking about God and Jesus right now, and he rich. They gonna take you out of here. Any artist out here labeled as the, let me tell you something. Migos is the was America's #1 rap group. But on Drink Champs, they said Snoop Dogg is America's most famous artist. You took out Dolph, which was hot. Well, and you took out DMX, who was preaching and finna come out with some stuff. We ain't heard it yet because they don't. I heard the new album, but they done messed it up. Tell the truth, right? They said they messed that album up, but I think they did that on purpose. They gonna come out with the real stuff later. They just hurry them through something out to throw us off. Migos burnt the Beatles. We ain't gonna say it like that. You gotta have everybody in America excited about you to be the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? At the time, wasn't no rap. So everybody in America was excited about people like Beatles. And it wasn't really everybody in America. They're just teenagers. And they were basically white teenagers. So I don't know why people like to compare groups, especially hip hop groups, to the Beatles. Beatles didn't sing hip hop or nothing. They was American bandstand type of music. Everybody loves surfing, surfing USA. See what I'm saying? That type of music. That ain't hip hop. That ain't Migos. You know what I'm saying? But if you say Bone Thug and Harmony, that's the new Migos. That's the Migos. You know, but because they harmonize, it could be like a Boys to Men and a Boys to Men with a Run DMC slash Bone Thugs and Harmony flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's some 3-6 too, you know, because they rap fast, talk fast, you got them cliches and Southern style. Hip hop is global. I know hip hop is global. You think I don't know hip hop global? I'm worldwide hip hop Hall of Fame. I know hip hop global. You know, London, Africa, Asia, Japan, Korea, uh, Alaska, Canada. Yeah, I know hip hop global. Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Rico. Yeah, I know hip hop global. What are you saying? The impact. I know about the impact. The impact started though in America, Kimberly, and it people watch us and we watch them. So we copy each other. We're not talking about style. I was talking about style as for you mean Migos is like the Beatles because they global. Uh, um, maybe, maybe. Cause I mean, have you ever watched Wu-Tang? They global too. You see what I'm saying? We we have other groups. They famous. Migos is famous, but we have other groups. Wu-Tang is hot, and Wu-Tang is global. They always gonna be global. Migos will always be global, but the Migos is over with now. You know, uh, and I hate to say it. You know, when they took Takeoff, that was it. That was history of the Migos. No, that was the hit. That's it. They reign is over. And I'm gonna tell you guys something else. I don't know if you guys paid attention, but there was something that came out on the Migos 10th anniversary, and it popped up online saying it's about time for something to happen because the Migos have been on top for 10 years straight. They just celebrated their 10th anniversary. They jank Migos in. So we can jank one another just by saying, oh, it's about time something happened. They've been on top too long. Did somebody in the top send a message out that they've been out there too long on top? Because that's what it sounds like. I know, because you know the same thing happened to Young Dolph. Hey man, what kind of cookies is that you got there? What kind of cookies is that you got there? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Then next thing you know, Young Dolph in town, and next thing you know, Young Dolph dead. You know? So I'm gonna tell you something else. When there was a saying that no, that wasn't a saying, but Zero, see, right before this happened, you got that Jake the Jeweler or whatever, that Jake the Jeweler dude, he got killed, right? Oh my God. And everybody leave Finesse out of this, because Finesse said it. I read it on his Facebook. He said, and he could be lying. I hope not. Because why would you sign to mob ties if you ain't part of mob? You know, that didn't make sense. If I'm from Memphis, and I mean I am from Memphis. I'm born in Detroit, but you know, even though I spent most half and half, the majority of my life in Memphis, I am from Detroit. But I'm from Memphis. Okay. So like I want to build my worldwide hip hop hall of fame. The first place I want to build is Memphis. Okay. That's my home. Okay. So it's just like if I wanted a record deal or if I want to put it down, like if you go to my Reverb Nation page, Mac Memphis Detroit Pimpin', you Google me and go to my Reverb Nation page, I rep Memphis, Tennessee. Even in my raps and everything, I spit out Detroit, Texas, California, you know, New Orleans, Louisiana, New York stuff. You know where I'm from, where I go and stuff, and my family and everything. I spit it out, but I rep Memphis and Detroit. And on Reverb Nation, it says I'm from Memphis. I actually got two pages. I got a Memphis, Tennessee, and I got a Detroit page, Detroit, Michigan page. But the point is, I'm repping Memphis. I'm not repping Memphis, and I'm not repping Houston, and I'm in Memphis. Or I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say that I'm in jail, and when I get out, I'm going here and get me a record deal. They just killed Dolph. They just did that, and my homie in jail, and my other homie over here flogging with Yo Gotti in there. So I'm gonna go to Houston and get on in Houston. And I'm like, bro, you could have went anywhere else besides Houston. Because to me, Kevin Gates liked your music. You could have went anywhere else besides Houston. You knew what was going on in Houston when you was in jail. You knew about Young Dolph being murdered. You knew about Straight Drop going to Houston and all of them folks. The reason why I believe you didn't show up because you knew they was finna get down on them boys. That's why you didn't show up. Talking about you had a video shoot too. You didn't show up because you knew they was gonna get down on them boys, man. You knew somebody was gonna die that night. You knew it. That's why you didn't go. Let me tell you something else. It's strange that you can fly to Atlanta and see Gucci and do songs with Gucci. You did 1 or 2, 3 songs with some rappers and stuff. You looked at uncomfortable in them videos. Like, you just did it because they made you do it, little boy. You ain't that big gangster you was in Memphis no more now that you up under mob ties. And did you flip? Because mob ties don't wear red. You was wearing nothing but red in Memphis. You was the VL. Mob ties wear black and white. They wear black and white. They crip. They straight up cripping. Crips trying to take over Memphis. That's what it's all about. That's why they took Dolph out. They trying to take South Memphis over. And they not the new Death Row, but they actions are, because the new Death Row is Snoop Dogg. And if you got to go watch the Snoop Dogg Drink Champs video, because that's another topic. That's another topic. Death Row, that video, because I'm trying not to get on that because I don't really want to get into that and make speculations right now, but it was said on that video, so I might as well say it. They already said that they bills get paid by Diddy. And then they try to come back and said Diddy don't own it. And Snoop said Diddy own it. And they said Diddy don't own it. And then I was like, man, y'all already said your bills get paid by Diddy. Then something popped up with Diddy asked them to get them there. Diddy asked them to call Snoop and have Snoop come on and talk about the metaverse and all that NFT stuff that he's doing online and the money that he's making. Snoop made $21 million off the metaverse on his new album in 1 week and got that money in less than 24 hours, switched to his bank account. And he said in the real world, he made 7 million views over on this side, 9 on this side, and it all totaled up to $100,000. And he ain't gonna see that for probably 6 months because they gotta go through all these hands and paperwork. By the time he get it, ain't gonna be nothing. So he made more money in the metaverse with his own money and his own work. And y'all know he done sold a little square next to his big square for millions of dollars in the metaverse. Right, you got to go watch the video. Y'all want to know more about that. But this is hip hop now and the hip hop industry. This is the transformation of hip hop and what we're going through now, because a lot of people are dying, a lot of people are getting killed. It's a lot of speculation about sacrifices of the Illuminati. Record companies are going bad. People's the foul language being used in it, the use of the word B, the use of the word NIGGA, and a lot of other stuff. And it's secular music, and it's causing all this stuff in the world, and everybody's just on hip hop and this and that. But let me explain something to you for all the biblical scholars and everybody in the world that's talking this and talking that. If you are a hip hop artist and you make money off of your music, the only thing I can say right now, if you curse and if you got a bad message, then get a good message and stop cursing. Still make your money, because the good Lord's in so many words, and I can't quote it word for word. Okay, I can't quote it word for word, but I know for a fact that the good Lord said that as long as you doing it for the right things, ain't nothing wrong with doing it. That's your job. Pay your bills. Do your job. As long as it's for the right things. If you don't like your job and it's not for the right things, find you another job and do that job with all of your heart to the day that you die. As long as you got God in everything you do, you are all right. See, we got rappers out here rapping and stuff. They ain't got God in their heart when they talking about snorting lines and effing all the time. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. You snort, we, because I ain't never did it. Well, I snorted lines. I smoke. I effed all the time. But what I'm saying, I did it on my own. I didn't run with the group and with the guys after a show and we get with a bunch of girls and do all this and that. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I got my own reasons, but I didn't feel comfortable. And I felt like a lot of times when we did stuff, we were selling our soul, not to that young lady, not to the people that was giving us record labels and stuff, nothing like that. We thought we were stars. We felt like stars. We felt, you get that adrenaline rush. You feel like you could do whatever the F you want to do. And a lot of times when you get under the influence, you are not who you are before you walk, when you walked in that door all brave and everything. You are humble now. You are weak now. You are a sucker now. You are that bitch that you rapped about, because them gangsters over there ain't hot. They ain't drunk. They got them guns. They got them bullets. Did you see how Quavo ran? Because he was scared. Them little bitty dudes and all them big old Texas niggas up in there, excuse my language, with guns and everything. You don't know them, they don't know you. You don't realize you done got yourself in some trouble you shouldn't have got into. Maybe you thought you wanted to be a Crip, and then you want to run. You can't do that. You done signed your name on the dotted line. You done sold your soul to the devil. You done made a sacrifice. You cannot take back what you done did. Once you signed, once you said yeah, once you got on the bus or the plane, once you landed, once you stepped in their house, once you sat down, once you went through the doors, once you said okay, once you winked your eye, once you gave the word, it was over. You sold your soul to the devil. Now, like we said, it came from somewhere up high. And it always come from somewhere up high. Because if you under a contract and you leave and go somewhere, because I don't understand this. This is almost like military to me. I used to be in the military, and when we get to go home for a couple of days or whatever, we couldn't ride we could ride our motorcycles, but we couldn't race. We couldn't play football, basketball, and stuff, especially when they say, "Oh, we going overseas. We going overseas, and we gonna need everybody to come back on time and safe and stuff, not drunk and all that stuff. Don't go to jail, don't get in trouble, or you're gonna end up in the brig and stuff." Guess what? There was a time when if you didn't pop up or show up, or if you got in trouble because you was driving a motorcycle, because I had a friend that had an accident in a motorcycle and he got in trouble because he got hurt and he couldn't work. And it's almost like football players and basketball players. You're going to get fined if you do something, extra activity, they're going to cause you, they $6 million, $10 million man to get hurt and mess up so he can't be there for the game. So Quavo, you messed up for the team. Y'all go to Texas. Was it announced? Did your record label send you? Because if your label didn't send you and that was unannounced, that's what I mean by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's a lot of fakery and foolery stuff going on out here. We really got to be careful. People really got to stop blaming on hip hop and rap and all that stuff, because You know, half of you people or us people or whatever, we do a lot of things. I'm not saying selling drugs, because selling drugs ain't rap. That's definitely ain't rap. But I mean, secular music is secular music. You know what I'm saying? People say, what is secular music? And they try to just label hip hop secular music. But before hip hop came out, if it wasn't gospel, it was secular. Now rhythm and blues ain't secular no more. Hip hop is secular. So who's making the rules here? If hip hop is secular, rhythm and blues is secular, country is secular, all this is secular. So we can't just go striking at hip hop, y'all. I've been here, they say, over 50 years now. It ain't 50 because I was born in 67 and I'm 55, 56. See what I'm saying? So 55. So it ain't 50 years because hip hop didn't come out till I was probably 11, 12 years old. So hip hop ain't been out 50 years, but almost 50 years. And for it to be out that long, it's really hard for you to kind of erase something that's been out almost 50 years. We've lost a lot of people in this music business, but it's just not the music business. It's the entertainment business. It's just not the entertainment business. It's the whole world. Because if you think about it, we got to vote, right? We got Proposition 1, 2, and 3. What's Proposition 1, y'all? Let's just forget about it, but it's saying that everybody can have, any woman wants to, if she wants to, she don't need the judge's decision or a doctor's decision. She can have an abortion if she wants to. But what's the difference? What's the bad side of Proposition 1? I don't believe in abortion, so I'm not voting for Proposition 1. The bad thing, though, about Proposition 1 is that your child, no matter what age they are, can have an abortion, can take birth control pills, or can go grow one of these, or go change all of change their nose. They don't need your permission no more. That's Proposition 1. I'm not voting for that. Proposition 2. What Proposition 2? That something to make sure that our votes are counted. Huh? Make sure our votes are counted. Man, y'all been saying this stuff since Bush, since the World Trade Building blew up or was blown up. They've been saying this since then. Our votes weren't counted, blah, 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 blah. Come on now. How many elections have we had since? Y'all ain't made sure that happened yet, and y'all still voting for it. But here's the negative side of it. People in jail, even murderers, can vote now if you vote for Proposition 2. And what was Proposition 3? Let me see. 2, 3. I don't know. I ain't voting for neither one of them. Knowing to all of it. For real. So what I'm saying, y'all, is this the whole world, man. It ain't just hip hop. They blame it on hip hop. But now, if you want to say culturally, yeah, black people, I blame us for a lot of stuff. Brothers, I'm not going to really blame the sisters. I want to talk to all my men folk out there, all the brothers. I don't want to talk to the sisters right now. It takes a woman, hopefully, a strong black woman, to be able to, a strong black Christian, probably married woman, to be able to come out here and talk to you women about life and about what's going on right now in this world today. But black men, I am a strong black man, and I'm married, and I consider myself a Christian because I love Jesus Christ and God. I believe in him. I turn my life over to God. Even though I do some things bad, we are not perfect. But the point is that you're supposed to love your neighbor, your brothers and sisters, and you're supposed to be able to, you're supposed to confess your life and sins over to Jesus Christ, you know, and he accept you, and you may get into heaven. It's just that plain and simple. But all this stuff we do, we can't keep going out here robbing, shooting, and killing people and cursing and living that way of life, because the devil will come in and take us out because we allow him to. If I rob and kill somebody, it will happen to me or worse. This is real life, y'all. That man is going to be, Quavo is haunted right now. Haunted right now. Did you, I hate to say it, But the way Takeoff was trying to be, I can imagine he had the bubble guts, man. Oh, you like the music video of mine? Thanks. Which one? What's the name of it? But I got music on Reverb Nation though. It's Mac, Memphis, Detroit Pimp. But I hate to say it, and they took some music off. Go to SoundCloud. You'll see me on SoundCloud. Rogers Mitchell on SoundCloud. You'll hear all my new music on SoundCloud. But I hate to say it though. I just believe he caught the bubble guts. Right there. And you know they had the boxer there too, and the boxer sprung on him. So they was man. It looked like a setup because Quavo ran. He didn't grab the man by the hand. He didn't look back and say, "Come on, bro." They wasn't riding it. Yeah, Shakur Stevenson. He sprung on him. And it's funny how I watch Ratchet, and Ratchet was saying, this dude got to be a boxer. And then come to find out the dude was a boxer. Because he was right. The way he sprung, but I seen some dudes that don't box, Ratchet. And they swing like that. I used to box. I swing like that. But I know some dudes that don't box, and they swing like that. Well, no. My nigga, he swing like that. They box. But Ratchet was right. He was a boxer. And he swung on him. And he turned that whole body and that foot. Yeah. That was a hard swing. Yeah. So, to me, it's a setup. It's definitely a setup. And they're trying to get smart about making their pages private. But you know the feds can get them. And Houston feds supposed to say they was going to be on top of it. So is this over with for Mob Ties and Jay Prince? Is this the end of Mob Ties and Jay Prince? Because does this mean that they are finna look into the rest of the murders that happened in Houston with the artist and the jeweler? You know, Boosie got shot in Houston. Mo3 got shot because they called Boosie back and Boosie got shot. You know, and a lot of people think that was fake. So all of this is finna get looked into. Yeah. Shakur is involved. He's finna lose the belt and everything. See, people stupid. People are stupid. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I promise I said this. I tell my wife this every time. Remind me. If we go here or do this or do that, no cameras. I don't want nobody bringing no cameras in. I don't want nobody. And I tell some people, no cameras. Don't bring the cameras. Don't pull your camera out. If I see you pull your camera out, I'm beating your butt. I don't care because right now, if anything get out, I'm gonna say you did it. And if you pull it out, you know what I already warned you. You know, so no cameras. You know. A lot of times I like to go outside and talk. I don't like to talk on the inside. Sometimes I don't like to talk outside because you never know. Sometimes you can. It's how you feel right now about. You got to know your feelings. I done been outside and said some things with my phone cut off, and the police said they heard me. And ain't nobody around me had a phone, but my phone was sitting like on my car seat. It was cut off. And when I cut my phone back on to talk, the police called me and asked me about all the threats and all the stuff that I had said about this dude that I had got into it with and whooped and what I was going to do if I saw him again or if he came around. And they told me all this, and I told them I ain't believe they was the police and hung up the phone. They pulled up on me in like 2 minutes. So it don't make a difference where you are, what you do, when you do, how you do. God, nothing up under the sun is hidden. Nothing. God sees, knows everything. And I didn't say God knew because I was talking about the police, right? But if you doing something that you ain't got no business doing or finna do, sometimes you'll get caught because the good Lord don't want you to get in no more further trouble. That's what you call being saved right there. But this ain't got nothing to do with you know, Offset and Takeoff or Quavo's situation. And I mean, my condolences to the family. You know, rest in peace. I miss the brother already. I really do. He is part of the Memphis Mafia Syndicate. Memphis Mafia Syndicate goes from Atlanta to Arkansas to Memphis to Detroit, and I'm really sad to Mississippi, and I'm really sad, you know, that we lost a real talented artist. He was real nice. He was quiet. He was nice. He loved his music. He was about his music. That's all he was about, man. He was real nice. He worked hard, and he was just nice, man. He was cool. Cause if I remember this night, we rapped, we played pool, we drank beer, and man, we was even finna get into a fight because we was trying to keep some dudes from kidnapping these girls, and they was robbing the girls, going in their purse, taking stuff and stuff. And we was trying to stop all that. And he didn't want us getting no trouble, so we went in the bar and did some karaoke and all that. They let us do it. Bro, man, this is a sad day for hip hop. Sad week, sad month, sad year already, going into a new year. I hope it stopped. We lose a lot of artists in the we got artists in jail for setting up people, whether it's true or not. If it ain't true, we need to look out and watch out for one another, y'all. I'm serious. Brothers, I meant to talk to you guys. We got to stop this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we might not like each other because we intimidate each other. Like, I'm only 5'6". So if I see somebody about 7 feet tall, 400 pounds, looking at me all mean, I might be intimidated. And sometimes he might walk by me looking at me, mean mugging, and not say hi. I might say something negative. It might end up from a fight to just some little words or whatever. But we can't whoop everybody. We cannot whoop everybody. And even though, and you can be big, staring and looking down on little dudes. It don't necessarily mean you gonna whoop that little dude. I done seen little dudes. I done whoop big dudes. I done whoop the dude 6'11" before, and I ain't but 5'6". So little dudes whoop big dudes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they don't. And David beat Goliath with a rock and a slingshot. You know what I'm saying? And then cut his head off. So little dudes do win, but that ain't the point. Why do we always have to walk by each other, mean mug each other? Why do we always have to do each other in? Why do we always have to hate each other? Why we don't have nothing good? Why do we have to swindle each other? Why do we always have to heckle each other? Why is it that one person can't go to church and be a church person, and we all have to be on that person or get on that person about being a Christian or whatever? I mean, the size of your heart, because it ain't my fist that wins the fight. It ain't the size of your fist. Got to be heart. Yeah, she said brain. I thought it was the heart. But I mean, it does, yeah, brain. You don't have to use these all the time to win a fight. I guess what she's saying, But just like that bowling alley or this situation, ask your brothers at that bowling alley, the ones that was all in there, ask them, why? Why did y'all have to set this man up? If one person wanted to set him up, why did all of y'all agree to it? What did all of y'all gain from it? What are you going to get from it? What good is it going to do you? Why? And now that sin that you just did, just spread it out worse. See, we got to contain these things, these sins, and stop them from spreading out. One day, and when I did this, it showed me something. One day I had he wasn't a friend, But at the time, I made him a friend, right? He wasn't a friend because he was a hater. And yeah, jealousy. He wasn't a friend because he was a hater. But what happened was he got in a fight with my cousin one time. And my cousin hit him so hard right here. The boy thought my cousin did him like this. So the boy wanted to kill my cousin. That's a crybaby move. A fight is a fight, whether I got mistakenly poked in my eye or not. A fight is a fight. So he got mad and wanted to go get his gun. And I said, "No, cuz." I said, "No, cuz." I grabbed him and held him. Why did Jay Prince not grab and hold his guys and talk? Jay Prince Jr. grab and hold them and stop this argument. You walked right past this man's body or right over this man's body, right out the door. You didn't stop. You didn't offer to help. You didn't pull your phone out to call no police, no ambulance. You wasn't mad. You wasn't shouting. You wasn't nothing. All of that stuff makes it look like a setup for real, bro. Never. Never. I don't understand all that stuff, man. It just don't make sense. If you do me like that, you was trying to kill me, bro. You was part of it. You was part of it. No guns. The only one that got the gun is whatever his name, Ben's Bags or whatever, Ben's Bags, whatever, Migos Bags, Migos Benz. He was the only one with the gun that was in the Quavo camp. Rapper or not, I'm toting mine. Rapper or not, I'm toting mine. I don't care if security got it. Security just gonna sit there and look dumb because I'm grabbing his gun, putting it in my pants. He big. They ain't gonna look for him. If he don't pull out a gun, they not gonna even try to shoot him. If you don't pull out no gun, ain't nobody else gonna pull out no gun. So Migo Benz pulled out his gun in justification. And I promise you, bro, it didn't look like he put his first shot off. And Quavo's assistants got shot in the back or in the front. And wait till he get out. And wait till you hear what he has to say. Is he going to say something or is he not going to say nothing? Because if he don't say nothing, he on Quavo's side. He done been bought. If he don't say nothing, he done been bought. He don't say nothing. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say to y'all. I really don't. This is a sad day. And let me tell y'all, a lot of people, we bloggers, us bloggers. I'm kind of be through with this after this. We bloggers, man, we can't get it twisted. We cannot sit up here and get it twisted, man, and forget that if you're a blogger, you're just like a reporter, okay? And I hear a lot of people and see a lot of people on here talking about they went to school for journalism. That's why they blog. Okay, I went to school for journalism too at the University of Memphis. I don't think I got to lie about it. I think I can show you my ID card because I kept that old sucker. Dropped all of them too. But I kept my old ID card because sometimes people don't believe that nigga went to college. And a lot of people get to talking, but don't know what they talking about. And then, oh, that's an old card. Y'all don't want to see that. We ain't on here for that. Oh, you say worldwide. I'm going to show you worldwide. I don't know if you know that. The legendary Wailers. The legendary Wailers. Worldwide now. Yeah. See that? So I don't have to lie to nobody about nothing. Don't have to lie. Now, journalism, broadcast journalism, concentration in theater. But I said that to say this. You know what I'm saying? We bloggers on here blogging and talking and throwing threats and stuff. And I heard a blogger today, and I'm not going to say no name, said, I went to South Memphis, walked all up through South Memphis. Ain't shit popped off, ain't nothing popped off. Yeah, I went to South Memphis. See, you didn't go to North Memphis. You didn't go to West Memphis. You didn't say what street you went in South Memphis. Then he tried to say, I hollered at Grove Zero, walked up on him. Grove Zero ain't nobody. He handicapped. He ain't no gangster. You walked up on Grove Zero, you did something. You went to South Memphis, did something, and walked up on Grove Zero. Bro, quit talking smack. You just heard this man, plenty of, you got some blog, they real. They tell you, man, I'm from Houston, blah, blah, blah. Ain't no way Migos should have been in 5th Ward. That's just like, ain't no way Young Dolph should have been in 3rd World. Young Dolph ain't from 3rd World, he from Castelia. But you running around in 3rd World buying cookies. You could have sent the sent out man to go buy the cookies. You buying cookies. Don't no rich nigga drive around where he really don't normally go, and he got all this jewelry and stuff on, pocket full of money. Do you know I hate to go down the street or outside with $100 in my pocket? I don't even carry my wallet. I carry 2 or 3 pieces of ID, and sometimes I don't carry that. I got to go all the way home to go get it. Because people out here robbing. Y'all mamas and daddies didn't tell y'all people out here robbing and stealing and taking from folks. Don't come out the store with your money in your hand. What's wrong with these brothers and sisters nowadays? Thinking people don't rob and kill and people ain't hungry. I don't understand it. That boy that they got that said was the shooter with the yellow coat on, if he didn't look sprung and hungry, like easy money. Only thing they didn't get was that necklace. They couldn't get it. You know what? Takeoff and then went to the jeweler before they got there to probably get that link fixed on it so you couldn't snap it off. Because they knew that Zero got his snatched. See that? People ain't thinking. Yeah, they say he tried to get that when he shot him in the back of the head. He tried to snatch it. He got sprung on, and the chain tried to snatch. Then he shot him in the back of the head because he couldn't get it. That's when the other shots rung out. That's what I believe. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like, y'all. You couldn't get that chain, so you shot him in the back. But they pulled the guns out before that. They were gonna shoot him either way it go. They were gonna shoot him either way he tried to run. They were gonna shoot him either way it go. It was a murder. It was a sacrifice to get out of that contract. I bet. And you know what? If they that close together, 9 times out of 10, the nigga knew or found out where that money was, where this man keeping his money, where he keeping his dope and all that stuff, where he keeping his master, what he got. They found out all that information. They find that out before they kill you. Yeah. Sacrifice. They find all that out before they kill you. You know? Or they wait till they get a opening. That was the opening. Texas must be the bottomless pit. They going to Texas or Memphis to die, bottomless pit, and all this killing and shooting going on. And you know what? They can blame it on hip hop, but you can't really blame it on hip hop. You blame it on the politicians too now for allowing all these guns and these gun laws and these stupid jail laws. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame it on rappers. Because you know what? Let me tell y'all something. You can't blame it on rap. You can't blame it on TV. Because the radio broadcasting stations have some type of code. Y'all remember a long time ago, you couldn't curse in rap. You couldn't say nigga in rap. You couldn't even get a record deal with these words. They would make you go home and rewrite your rap, redo your music over. It'd be 6 months to a year if you couldn't write that fast before you get another deal or another chance at another deal. Because another rapper and another rapper and another rapper be done wrote another song or another song like My Marrero. Because back in them days when I was going through that phase, My Marrero came out. And maybe a couple of songs before that, them groups that came out before that in 3 6 Mafia. You had to have some type of connection, money, or something going on. Yeah, censored. So what's censored now? Tell me what's censored now. I can put it on Sesame Street. I'm seeing gay people all over Sesame Street. Now my son can't watch Sesame Street. I can watch a football game and I see a commercial on AIDS and they got 2 men kissing and 2 women kissing on this commercial. My son can't watch TV, period. What's censored? If it ain't censored on the radio, if it ain't censored coming in the stores, if it ain't censored online, if it ain't censored on YouTube, what's censored? The Boondocks is most definitely ain't censored, and it's a cartoon. Kids can't watch cartoons now because you don't know if they curse or not in the cartoon. You got to watch it before they watch it. Oh, they can't watch Family Dad because he walk around in his drawers all the time. They can't watch King of the Hill because Boone always effing. You know, and y'all know, man, come on. Y'all really don't know. Y'all really, you can't blame it on rap and hip hop and saying it's rap and hip hop don't censor nothing. You let them talk about scissor and guns and women and what they said, drugs, guns, cars, HOEs and gold. That's all they want. Diamonds and gold, platinum, diamonds and gold, drugs, cars, guns, alcohol, liquor, cash. That's all they want. Don't look, this hip hop music and money is like a drug, y'all. It's like sex. It's like a drug or food. It's like a drug, y'all, or cigarettes or marijuana. This hip hop music is just like that. Don't let the music do you. Do the music. I'm out.